Do you have cable problem or specifically USB cable problem? Believe me, this is not all of them, okay? I have more there, as you can see here in my drawer, and also probably some more hidden in the storage room there. If you do have the same problem like me, join me here in this video to find out how to solve this issue, okay? All right. First and foremost, I would like to say huge thank you to Magtame, all right, for these cables which I will be showing to you in this particular video. And after some discussion with them, they have sent me 3 items. First, they have sent me this magnetic charging data cable designated as O, as you can see here. And this is the cable itself, priced at 20 US dollar under some sort of offer right now on the website, as you can see here. And the second one being the another type, which is designated as just C. This is A to C, this one, okay? And this is priced a bit higher at 25 US dollar. You see here, okay? And last but not least, perhaps the most interesting one, they also include this very interesting looking adapter here, magnetic adapter, which is this detachable magnetic adapter capable of 100 watt. So let's just quickly have a look at each of them one by one. Okay, first and foremost, when we talk about this premium type of cable, I think the biggest selling factor for this Magtame cable is that clutter free. The design and everything, as you can see here, right, as winded up like this. This is this one, okay? It's just so very flexible and tangible, and I would say that there's some sort of ease to how on handling them, okay? And the same can be said for this particular one, which is C to C here, which comes in 1 meter configuration, okay? They will not tangle or anything like that. You can just simply arrange it like that, and they will have this memory sort of form factor, which stays like that. Unlike some other USB cable, which I think you are very familiar, once you try to put like that, they just fall apart. Okay. All right. So first, the function for this USB cable. Let's just talk about charging, because most of the time when we talk about USB cable, it's the usage that we intended for it on day-to-day basis. First and foremost, perhaps charging your mobile phone like this Xiaomi Mi 90, which I have here. Okay, so in order to do that, I'm just gonna bring in here this 33 watt charger of Xiaomi. Okay, and then I'm just gonna plug in this C-type Mag cable like this here. And then I think you can see here, just plug it into this Xiaomi phone here. Then immediately you can see there, yep, quick charging. Okay, so it says quick charge there, which means that this cable is definitely, rest assured, capable of supporting Qualcomm quick charge. No issue at all. Okay. However, I must also mention this. This is a Xiaomi phone after all. So when I switch back to this Xiaomi cable here, look at it, all beaten up, right? At this 33 milliwatt cable charger, when I do this, have a look. Okay, it pops up, and you notice that Mi Turbo Charge. So let me just clarify this upfront. All this cable that you see here, right, and so many other premium cable which I have tested in the market, believe me, there's a lot of them. Only Xiaomi can do this Mi Turbo Charge. So meaning that if you have Xiaomi phone, okay, please set your expectation correctly that this Mag cable will not support Xiaomi proprietary charging. Okay, so you will not get turbo charging if you use Xiaomi. But don't worry too much about it, because the more common Qualcomm quick charging is supported on both of them. Okay, I have tested that. Right, and the next one, let's talk about the detachable adapter. Okay, let's just have a look here. Where is it? Here. Okay, so the most interesting thing about this detachable adapter is that when I attach it like this, okay, boom, okay, you see that? And there's a female Type-C receptor here. And I'm gonna use back this Xiaomi cable here. Remember I mentioned earlier, in order to use Xiaomi proprietary charging, you need to use Xiaomi cable. Put it like that. Then, put it like that. You see that? Ta-da! I still get me turbocharge despite having an adapter placed here because this small thing is super amazing, all right? It can actually do a pass-through of Xiaomi proprietary technology which will allow me to keep me turbocharging. So I can even do this. That's very simple, right? Okay, just click back and then it goes back to very reliable. It will always work. No issue at all. How does these two cables function when it comes to subjected for audio purposes? You see, just probably like me, you're gonna have tons of, USB device DAC amp like this, FEO Q15 here, Hebe FC6, which I use quite extensively, and I don't even have to show you how many I have over there. All right. So how does it perform when used as a audio connector? So let me just clarify this. As you can see here, I have performed extensive tests, including doing measurement using this USB monitoring here, which is something which can measure the current and the milliwatt of power being used when attached. And I am happy to say that my first observation is that this cable, especially these two Magtame O and C cable, were quite stable. Okay, the ampere indicated for the current was quite stable. It doesn't drop or fluctuate, or even the mAh does not actually drop or anything like that. So that is an indication of good power transfer. When I attach this cable here with this FEO Q15 especially and this Hebe FC6 extensively, switching between stock cable and this Magtame cable, right? The first thing that I heard when I test it using this Hi-Fi-Man Sundara here, okay, and also this my favorite of mine, which is Sennheiser HD600, right? I actually heard audibly, okay, objectively, that the sound improved. Okay, what are the improvement? First, the quality of the texture and the definition, especially when it comes to the lower frequency and the smoothness of the upper frequency. And this is consistent throughout, especially for both of them. These are not easy to drive headphones, okay? And usually, if you are able to provide a good supply of power to your DAC amp, especially the ones that can appreciate, more power, like this FC6 or even Q15, or many other powerful DAC amp, they tend to perform better. And such is the case for these two cable here. Because to me, it is quite simple. When you listen to an audio gear setup, just like my best friend mentioned all the time, Felix Wong, I mentioned him here, right? The weakness of a listening equipment or chain is always whatever which is the weakest in the chain. It could be the cable, it could be the plug, or it could be anything in between. So by improving every chain from source, from cable, from connector, all the way to the listening device, you are eliminating any chance of something which may actually drag the performance below expectation. With these two cable I have in my hand right now, and I believe the same can be said to be fair to some other, premium audio USB cable, right? You can actually hear audible sound improvement. All you need to do, just open your mind, close your eye, and listen to the music itself. What I heard, I believe it, okay? These two cable provide improvement for the sound. One of the most annoying thing for portable audio user, especially if you use something like this setup, using your mobile phone, which is running on 3G or 4G, and you use a powerful dongle like this, Hebe FC6, or especially something like Questyle M15 or even M12 or some other R2R dongle like Kain RU7 or RU6, probably you would understand if I say that the most annoying factor is that the radio interference signal that we get while moving around. And the reason for that is pretty much, this is my assumption, but perhaps it is true as well, because I have seen and observed this, that if the phone is especially in a mode where it needs to get some signal or interchange between 3G to 4G or even GSM, then you will have a tendency to get RF noises coming in. And this is pretty much very evident, especially if you are in an area where the signal is poor, like where I am right now. This is behind my apartment, And if you look at my phone here, I can barely get like at max 3 bar out of 5, or most of the time it's just 2 bar. And I am on 4G interchange between 5G. So I have been actually doing this, like, you know, walking around, listening to my music here, from this area here, all the way to the back here. And the signal gets poorer and poorer as I go further, right? And after spending like half an hour here, I am happy to say that I am not hearing any kind of RF interferences from this FC6 here, right? Which is a good thing, okay? So what we have learned so far, the takeaway, does these two Magtame cable here, right, solve the problem of USB cable clutter? Yes, gladly I would say that, you know, these two are super impressive when it comes to being neat and tidy, as I have already shown you, being flexible as it is, you know, easily, very easy to wind like this, and it stays like that, you know, put it on your desk, attach it to your device, and arrange it as nicely as possible. Definitely these two serve the purpose. And perhaps my favorite is actually this detachable USB-C here, magnetic detachable, because it does not alter the signal. It provides true pass-through up to 100 milliwatt. I was able to use this on any device without any concern of this introducing any kind of bottleneck. And perhaps the most important part for me personally, or even if audio is important to you, that these two cable does provide improvement over whatever which I have used previously in stock condition. Sonically, they just sounded better. And perhaps the only caveat which I wish Magtame can do going forward is that I would like to see a shorter version of this same cable here. Something which is perhaps this length, all right? So that it will be suitable for usage of this smaller dongle like this Hebe FC6.